So EA has messed up with how long this Evo is out for, and this is how we're going to profit on it. So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch for the cheapest trading guides out there for just £4, €4, all free with Amazon Prime. You'll receive daily trading and investing guides covering PlayStation, Xbox and PC with an array of methods covering all budgets. And I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million in multiple different FIFAs, and now for the last 4 years I've made 10 million coins in just the first month. So in today's video we're going to be talking about how EA is kind of messed up with the release of this Evo, and as a result how there's really good money on it. So what do I mean with EA's messed up with this Evo? Now previously we had the Evo for this, but it was the Hero Evo. And you know, again, it was the same sort of thing. You know, you go and grab any sort of random hero and you upgrade them. The thing is, that Evo was out from Friday through to Friday, which meant that the Evo wasn't any longer when the players were in packs, which meant the players never really rose that much for the Evo because they were always in packs. But this Evo requires players that are in packs now, but is out for 20 days. So what does this mean? Well, this basically means the next 20 days people are going to be putting players into this Evo, but those players are not going to get resupplied. And the problem that comes with this is if a card's not getting resupplied but consistently getting put in an Evo, it gets rarer and rarer and rarer and rarer. And because it gets rarer and rarer and rarer, it becomes more and more expensive. As a result, when EA normally release these sort of Evos, they always come with a, it's only out for 5 days, only out for 7 days, because after those 5-7 days the players are out of packs, but the Evo also expires, which as a result means that EA don't have to worry whether cards consistently get less and less supply. Now, EA hasn't actually made this mistake since literally the first promo, where we saw it happen with the Centurions. Now, there was an Evo that allowed you to go and put Foot Centurion Dunk into the Evo and upgrade him here. That wasn't a crazy upgrade, but it was enough to create a bit of demand. So Dunk when it came out on the 41st, and the Evo, sorry, on the 29th, and the Evo actually also came out on the 29th. The reason I know it came out on the 29th is because that's when YouTube videos about the Evo date. So what happened? Well, with the initial release of the Evo, he went from 41 up there to 45, I guess with the initial hype. Then what happened is Tuesday through to Thursday, you would have had, obviously, I guess, Division Rival Awards, so the amount of people doing the Evo drops off. And then what we see is we see the card go from 38k all the way up there to 51k in just 3 days, between Thursday to Friday. Now the hype for him seemed to drop off a little bit over the weekend. Maybe there was another Evo released. Sometimes that's what happens. We see, you know, they drop an Evo, players go uploads, but then new Evos come out and they go, do you know what, I prefer that Evo instead. So he went down. But then what happened after that is his previous high was 50, but then the weekend after, a game went up on a Tuesday, which is interesting. Peaked up there on the Tuesday at an even higher price of 6k more. Which basically means if you wanted short-term profit, you could have made the best part of about 13k in 72 hours. Or if you wanted a bit more long-term profit, you could have made yourself 18k in probably about a week. We can only presume from about here onwards, or here onwards is when the Evo expired, which is why we see the card consistently downturn then. It doesn't go to too cheap of a price, but he consistently downturns. Well, again, how this is comparable to the current Evo is that, again, the current Evo is out, the players have gone up, but they've kind of gone down since their peaks. For example, Vidic went up, and he's down since, and at the moment it should be dropping each 24 hours. There you go. Peaked up there at 80, 88. Then got down there to 60, which we did actually recommend in my trading guide for my subs, and now he's rebounded up to 69. Went down to 60, rebounded up there to 6, and has rebounded to 69. Now what will happen is he should drop after 6 PM content today, and should drop down to Thursday rewards. And just like with Dunk, we believe that these players are going to go and be the cheapest on the Thursday, because that's when Dunk was the cheapest. Also, a lot of promo cards are traditionally cheapest on the Thursday at the moment because of the hyped up weekly rewards, or sorry, Division Rival Awards, which come out on the Thursday. On top of that, if there at the moment is nothing likely to be in packs, then there's not much incentive to hold your packs unless you want to hold for Team of the Season. So as a result, there'd also be some people, you know, opening them packed before potentially going to a week and nothing in packs. So again, there's Dunk last when he was in packs. Cheapest on Thursday, and we do believe the same will happen here. So we imagine Vidic will probably be about 55 come on Thursday. We'll look at buying these cards, I'd say Thursday midday, so about 3 hours after Division Rival Awards, all the way through to after marquee matchups. Now, what players are being used in the Evos? Now there's a few players being used, but some are used and some aren't, so let's just go through them right now. Now, Cole and Campbell are interesting because these guys actually are already out of packs. These guys were in Team 1, so already out of packs. And they've had really positive trends. We can see that Cole yesterday skyrocketed to like 400k. Then went down to 350. Again, we recommended buying this on the trading guide for 350. And he's already rebounded to about 400, 410. I don't think the investment for you guys is going to be in Cole and Campbell. Again, Campbell did the same thing yesterday. Went up there to 380, went down there to 300 or 295. I recommended him in the trading guide at 295. He's already rebounded 50k. So, yeah, there was a really, really nice flip after the initial hype. And again, that's happened for the last few Evos, which is why we knew this would kind of be a trend. It was risky. I did note it as risky, but, you know, they've worked nonetheless. So, yeah, your buys aren't going to be in these two because these two aren't in packs. And because they're not in packs, they're not really expected to go down. But also, they're not expected to have the highest percentage rises. So what we're looking for, oh yeah, and Prince as well. Actually, Prince is quite interesting because she's not in packs, but she didn't actually really rise, showing you don't want to go and buy just anyone because, you know, someone like Prince, 33, she's held 33, but, you know, there was no hype on her like there's been hype on Campbell and Thingy. So that shows you, again, players out of packs have really started doing really well for the Evo, but not necessarily everything does well for the Evo. Well, just across a few other players, Van Persie, null and void because he was an objective. Xavi Alonso, null and void because he was a objective. SEN is an SBC, and Prince we already know is no good. Leaving us with Desailly, Lineker, and the 91 Vidic. In fact, what's he gone up? He's gone up 60k, which means he's gone up less than 20%. Interesting. Now, Gary Lineker was quite interesting because he didn't really follow the trend of the others where he skyrocketed and then crashed back down again. He actually, you know, he didn't skyrocket quite as much. But, yeah, he just really hasn't gone down since his rise yesterday. Now, I do think he will go down after Division Rivals tomorrow because, again, you know, there's going to be more of a significant supply with Division Rivals than there is going to be with just, you know, the packs that have been opened today. And finally, we move on to Nemanja Matic, who, again, went up there to 88. Down there at 58. And, yeah, it's rebounded 58 to 70. Now, Nemanja Matic with Lineker and Desailly is in packs. I do think Nemanja Matic is going to be your best investment. Now, interesting enough, actually, I thought he'd percentage-wise outperform Desailly. At the moment, Desailly went up just under 20%. In all fairness, Vidic has also gone up just under 20%, so yeah, I guess they're actually the same percentage rises. I just always prefer the cheaper cards because the cheaper cards, I think, warrant less risk with being replaced by an SBC. You could also go and pick up Lineker. I don't think Lineker's demand is quite as good as Vidic and Desailly, but again, I always think it's good to diversify the investments. For example, like a recent investment that we recommended of Road to the Finals, the player that I actually thought would do the best didn't perform anywhere near as good as others. Teller went from 70 all the way up to about 78k, but we can go and look at someone like Emerson, who again I thought would perform not as good because again the card's not as demanded, his team's way less expected to rise, and Emerson did like, I think he did 90k, and I think yesterday he was going up to like, was it yesterday or the day before that? Monday he was up to 107. So this card went up 27 and the card that I thought would do well went up 10k. Now obviously we did recommend buying both of them because again, if you diversify your investment, it means if you are wrong, you still, you know, lap up the rewards of the others. So that's why I would go Desailly and Nemanja Vidic predominantly. Vidic more than Desailly, and then go and pick up a few Linekers as well because, again, you never know when you've got a bit of wrong judgment and the players can go up. And again, in terms of selling the cards, if you want, I wouldn't probably hold through to 2 weeks' time because 2 weeks' time will be in Team of the Season, whereas next week, because we won't be in Team of the Season, there's probably a lower chance of there being promo cards and Evo's out hyping them. If you want the short-term profit in copying Dunk, Dunk's first peak was on the Sunday, so I mean it's the peak time of people playing FIFA really, Saturday and Sunday, so hold on to the cards until Sunday, sell them I'd say Sunday before 6pm's Icon and Hero SBCs if you want to play it nice and safe. Otherwise, you could, I guess, just hold on to the cards for like 19 days, which will be the peak, or be the last day left on the Evo. But again, yeah, I wouldn't really recommend that. I think the buy is basically going to be, again, 3 hours after Division Rivals, all the way to 2 hours after marking matchups, and then you're just going to go and sell Sunday before 6pm content. But that is going to be that. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.